Hello everyone, welcome to Ace with Ease IAS. Today we are going to discuss an important topic for 2025 anthropology, that is denotified tribes, sometimes known as decriminalized tribes as well. Many times students are prepared for the static content of this topic, but there has been some articles recently published that denotified tribes are looking for alternative identities. Okay, and at the same time, nomadic and semi-nomadic communities also try to find an alternative identity. What are the reasons? Why are they looking for alternative identities? Reasons behind them? Also, there has been question on the identity crisis being faced by the denotified tribes. So, in order to address this, we need the solid content and the works examples on these denotified tribes. So, based on some research articles and the books, I would like to give some insights. First, denotified tribes of India is the work denotified tribes of India, discrimination, development, and change. This is the name of the book, and the book has been written by Malli Gandhi and Kompeli Sindar. Okay, Malli Gandhi and Kompeli Sundar. In this book, what they have highlighted is that the people tend to look at themselves with shame for the reason the historical stigma attached to them. So, in the past, colonials, what they have done, the colonial Britishers have attached a tag as criminals. They have attached a tag as criminals on these communities, because of which they are called as criminal tribes. Later on, the repealing of the act has happened post independence, but still the stigma continues, which leads to prejudice. The stigma has led to prejudice, discrimination, and ostracization from the society. So, this stigma led to the prejudice, discrimination, and overall ostracization from the society. And because of this historical stigma, they don't want the same identity that they got from their ancestors. Okay, so in order to forego the identity, they are looking for new identity. This is one of the reasons cited by the Kumpali Sundar and the Malli Gandhi in the book Denotified Tribes of India. Along with that, let us see some examples and works which has been studied by Ghosh, Goschite. These people have looked at the Lodhas and Kerias of West Bengal, and you know that Lodha tribe has been studied by Bhaumik as well. Even he has highlighted the historical injustices that has been done to Lodha tribes, and he has shown some example because Bhaumik was inspired by his boss N.K. Bose, and he tried to do something for the well of these tribes. So let's try to focus on the Lodha and Keria, which has been studied by these people recently. And what they observed is that on certificates, their name is Lodha and Keria. But what they call themselves as Lodha Sabar and Keria Sabar. When the ethnographic study that has been conducted by Ranjani Chatterjee and Kiyol Mukherjee, so based on findings of previous research papers and their works, these people have, so they belong to Anthropological Survey of India, and they have published an article that is misrecognized identities, an anthropological investigation of the identities of these denotified tribes, nomadic and semi-nomadic communities. So in that article they have highlighted, originally they were called Lodha and Keria. Originally they were called Lodha and Keria, but they are calling themselves as Lodha Sabar and Keria Sabar. Why are they calling themselves like this? They are calling this way because they can forego the historical identity that is given, because there is stigma and prejudice attached to it. Okay, so this is one example. Why people are changing or looking for alternative identity is the historical injustice. Next is resources. So you look at the Dibar community of Bargora district. So these Dibar community are trying to call themselves as Kevat or Kion because they want to get the certificates under the reservation, and this reservation certificates will help them in fetching the resources. So you look why people are looking for alternate identity. And next, if you look at Muriari community, they tend to bring themselves under the Nishad community shadow so that they could enhance their political representation under the scheduled caste, at the same time take the benefits of the scheduled caste reservation. So one is for resources, other is for legal and political standing. So we have seen historical injustice first, second is resources, third is legal and political standing is one of the reasons, and the other is the external influence. External influence. What happened is there is Savar community, so they are called as Savar or Sabar. They are migrants from Odisha, Jurgram district. Now, in 2009, there was a meeting that was organized by NGO, and the elderly people of this community has also come there. And there in that meeting, they were told that you have to adopt your name as Lodha Sabar. or low the sour. What is the reason? To gain the advantage of PVTGs. So here it is the external influence of NGOs that you can notice. So for various reasons, people are looking for alternate identities, that is socio, cultural, political, economical factors being influenced in this modern world. So these all factors are influencing the people to look for an alternate identity, especially denotified nomadic and semi-nomadic communities. So overall, what is happening here? Okay, so I'll tell you one more example also. So you look at one more example as well. Kurpalta community. Kurpalta community is basically from Rajasthan. Later on, these people have migrated to UP. So now you might be aware of the Haldigati battle that has happened in the past. In this Haldigati battle, Maharana Pratap versus Mughal rulers, okay, versus Mughals. In this fight, what happened is that this Kurpalta community in Rajasthan, they were frightened by the attack of Mughals and they subdued themselves to the Mughals. They got converted to Islam. So because of this reason, the people in that area believe that this community has deceived and they were given the lower status in the community. Because of the lower status, sometimes they were called as scheduled castes as well. Initially they are not, but because of this act they were called scheduled caste as well, and they were asked to eat the leftovers of Valmiki community. So they are also sometimes known as Sarbangi Kurpaltas. So this is the story that people know behind the Kurpalta community. Actually, they are the people who works on the hoofs of the cattle and horses. But these people, over a period of time, so from the name, they are not somebody who does who belongs to lower caste community or the ones who have to be treated badly. But now this Kurpalta community migrated to UP. They reside in the Agra. They reside in Madura. So in Madura, people don't have any problem in calling themselves as Kurpaltas. Okay. So in Madura, they don't have any problem in calling themselves as Kurpaltas. But whereas in Agra, the head says that rather they want to be called themselves as Kanjars rather than Kurpaltas. Because of the bad history they have got, they want themselves to be called as Kanjars. So you can see the people are in search of new identities for various reasons. So when you are writing an answer, okay, when you are writing an answer regarding the identity crisis, you have to quote the examples, give the works done by various people. So we have seen the book Denotified Tribes of India, Discrimination, Development and Change by Malli Gandhi and Sundar. So that you can write the Ranjani Chatterjee and the Kiol Mukherjee. These people's misrecognized identities. Okay, an anthropological investigation of identities of nomadic, semi-nomadic communities, denotified tribes, and along with that you can quote Baumik, Ghosh, Gosset. So I think when you're writing something, you have to substantiate with the works of the scholars. Then your answer is more authentic, because of which the acceptance increases and your score as well. And this has worked for the previous rankers, and I would suggest you to adopt this so that you get good score. And from this, what we can understand overall. See now, here you can look at originally Lodhas are becoming Lodha suburbs, Kerias are becoming Keria suburbs, and suburbs or suburbs are becoming Lodha suburbs. Now, who is the original suburb? They don't know. And because of this, the identity of the suburb is lost. So this has led to the identity crisis of suburb community. So this example you can quote so that the examiner can easily understand what you are trying to convey, how the uh, how the ethnic identities are facing the crisis in the current aspect because of the modern influence of the various factors. Okay, so in the next class we'll come up with the next important topic. You can comment on which topic or which difficult topic you are looking for the help, and try to address it. Thank you very much.